My name is Ginger, and it's dark in here. It's actually evening. It's still Wednesday though. I would recommend you notice that it's still Wednesday actually. Incredibly, I made it. Nonetheless, it's actually Wednesday evening when I'm filming and the light or lack thereof. I've received a few emails and got a few thoughts about how to approach these weekly videos, and there were just so many different topics that one could have touched at. I just decided to pick one and just say let's start with it, and then there are gonna be so many more and so many different more anyway. And because it's me, and you know that if it's me, we can tend to go on quite tangents just talking about philosophical stuff. Theme of the day is dreams. How to approach them, how to live them, why do I believe that dreams are just plans in the making, and how to learn and deal with compromise. Now, I reckon that everyone at some point, if they're lucky actually, will have known or will have desired to do something specific in their life, with their lives. Because the more artistic a job is, the more people I think will want to try and have a go at it, whether they have the talent or not. Unfortunately, not just talent will get you through it. Sometimes people that have the economical ability to self-sustain themselves enough not to need that job to pay will have more chances to go through it. But mind is, I think that no matter the amount of chances one person can be given, talent will make the difference. And I think talent can be seen in everything that you do. So for example, one of the things that really impresses me is that there is no actor that I know here in London, and there are loads of actors here in London, that hasn't at some point been a waiter or worked into telemarketing, in a call center and stuff like that. And as much as you can think that's a waste of talent, that's actually what makes it affordable to keep trying and trying to actually make the artistic job your day job. I think one of the best examples that I've seen of these are the Mischief Theatre, the theatre company that I was telling you about briefly the other time. They have a show in the West End at the moment, which is called The Play That Goes Wrong. So it's a big thing, and they are actors, they're paid actors, and that's their day job. But to get there, I remember that at some point, pretty much every one of them had a day job that had to pay the bills. So they were waiters, they were working in call centers, anything that can just pay the bills and leave you time still to be able to do auditions, still pursue, basically actively pursue what you actually want and like, what your talent requires you to do, because it would be a waste otherwise. My point being, at any point in life, if you have an artistic aspiration, you will have felt frustrated because other people are making it and you're not given the chances, you're not given the opportunities, you're not given even just the time and the ability to try and nurture your talent. What I've seen is that when you are dedicated to nurture your talent, you already have a skill, which is the dedication, which means you can do everything well to a degree that is just different from the average. And I think whatever kind of job you find yourself doing while you wait for your chance to come, that dedication will make you stand out. And when you stand out, it doesn't really matter what kind of job you're doing. When you stand out, the relevant thing is anybody can see the way that you stand out, and you have no idea how many people, what kind of people may be looking at you and maybe seeing the way that you are standing out and that you're doing an amazing job, and the way that they understand if you excel at that, you can excel at everything. Because I think if you can excel at a job that nobody would like, that nobody has a vocation for, like being in a call center, being a waiter, being a shop girl, or things like that, if you can excel at doing that, that already tells people who will look at you that you have a strength, you have a dedication that will get you far everywhere. And whoever is in the position to give you a chance, if they have seen if you give them the chance to see the level of dedication that you've had, even in things that you don't necessarily have a passion for, think about what you can do with something that you have a passion for. Believe me, I have to pay the bills as well, and I have had to adapt a lot. But what I've been noticing, and what people have made me notice, is that if you are good at working, you are good at any kind of work. And that will always make you stand out. And the moment you stand out, you will be seen above the others, and you will be given more and different opportunities, more than what you think you can find in a restaurant, as a waiter, in a call center, and anything else. So basically, I'm doing a video about hope, I suppose, and I am telling you one of the concrete actual ways where hope is actually worth having. It's not one of those general things where, oh no, but hope is the last thing to die, blah, blah, blah. I myself always need something that tells me that things are real and actual and can change. And I find that it's one of the most consoling things that I've seen so far in life. That when you do well, people will recognize that. No matter what you're actually doing well, as long as the way that you do it stands out, and it does when you do things well. That being said, it's still evening, it's still late, maybe I should keep this short and try and ask you what you want to talk about next week. I hope next week, well no, actually it's not next week, I think it's in a couple of weeks or something, I will be able to talk to you about a movie that I've wanted to see for the longest time now, which is Boyhood by Richard Linklater. I'm not sure if he won something at the Oscars. I think Patricia Arquette won for it, but I'm not sure what else he won because I didn't watch the Oscars. But I know that he won some of the BAFTAs when we watched them together. And the reason I'm fascinated with Boyhood, without even having seen it, is that it gave Richard Linklater a way to expand onto something that clearly can be one of his signature things, of his style. I think in this sense, Richard Linklater might be an example of there are things that you do out of passion because you have a talent for something and you want to explore, and that will make you do great things, but they will take time and sacrifice, and it will take a long time for people to even trust you to give you a chance. And then there are the things that you do in your job because it's your job, it's what you do, and regardless of your artistic aspirations, you do them. I think if you look at Richard Linklater's filmography, you will see that there are clearly movies he has done because they happened to have offered him the script and it was time to do another film. And there are movies that he has done that probably were actually costing him money, and instead he still did them because they were worth the effort of trying and do something different and breaking boundaries. The reason I'm fascinated with Boyhood, even though I haven't seen it, so I don't quite know technically why people adore it so much, but I know the technical premises of it. And the technical premises is what was already explored and developed in the Before Sunrise trilogy. Richard Linklater is the writer and director behind Before Sunrise, which was released in 1984 or 1995, I think, which was then followed up by Before Sunset in 2004, so 95 must have been because it's every 9 years, and then it was followed up in 2013 by Before Midnight. What he tried to do there was to make actual time and filmic time or diegetic time last the same. And you can see that very well, especially in the second movie, Before Sunset, because basically it came out 9 years after the original one, Before Sunrise, and the whole point is actually for the characters to meet 10 years after the first time that they met, when the first film was released. And the way that Richard Linklater found to emphasize the fact that Before Sunset was the story of Jesse and Celine 9 years later was to actually make Before Sunset last exactly how much it would last for you, the viewer, to watch. Before Sunset is 80-something minutes of one day just extrapolated from lives that Jesse and Celine are living together. But the point is there are no cuts. Meaning that, no, actually, of course, there are cuts. It's been shot over 2 or 3 weeks, I think, which is still so little. Always at the same time because it had to be an afternoon. And the whole point is there are no moments that you miss. And you realize that almost by the end of the film, because at some point there's a silence, there's a very long silence. It's not awkward, but it's very long. And to me at least, the first thought was, this scene is not necessary because they're not talking, they're not saying anything. They're going up a ramp of stairs for like 2 floors, I think. And they're in silence. And you think, well, why didn't they cut from the bottom of the stairs to the top or when they get into a flat? And that's when you realize that's because there was never a cut so far, but we are already like 70 minutes into the film. It's just that it's so well written and directed, and so very well rhythmically organized, that you didn't realize that before. So you actually were with that for 70-80 minutes already, non-stop, but you didn't realize it because the rhythm was just so perfect, and until there's silence you don't see it. Well, the old fascination with time and actual time becoming filmic time apparently got really emphasized in Boyhood. Boyhood took 12 years to film, and the whole point is that the time in the film that you see, it's these people aging 12 years, especially the boy, the kid, which is clearly what he was doing already with the Before Sunrise trilogy on a different level, just in one project. And I really like the fact that Ethan Hawke is part of both projects. He was Jesse in Before Sunrise and the old Before Sunrise films, and I think he's the dad here in Boyhood. So, well, thankfully I'm gonna be able to see Boyhood very soon, because lovely guys at BackYard Cinema invited me to the screenings that they're doing this season. They're doing the awards season screening, and there's gonna be Boyhood, there's gonna be Theory of Everything, there's gonna be 71. They're gonna basically have a screening of the movies that were the most nominated or awarded. And if you know BackYard Cinema, they're basically doing events around movie screenings. In October they did Halloween event, which was really taking over a warehouse and giving you the whole experience of the survivor amongst the zombies and everything. They have actors impersonating the characters and dragging you into the story. They have amazing food as well sometimes, except for Halloween when they actually had the worms. It made complete sense, because you were supposed to be a survivor in London taken over by zombies. What better way to actually give you a pack of emergency protein, which is actually salted worms, oven roasted protein still. Well, now they're putting up the awards season at the Millbank Tower, which is just down to Westminster, over the Thames. It's a very high floor bar that they are screening at, so the view must be amazing. And yeah, they're doing 3 or 4 films. I'll leave you the link down here so you can give them a look. And if you happen to be around London, it's something that is really worth seeing. And hey, if you come to see Boyhood, I'll be there as well. So I'll see you there. On this note, possibly I should continue on the I'll see you there then. And yeah, we'll see what happens next week and what is worth talking about. If you have any specific idea, please do not hesitate to tell me. And until then, I will thank you for the time that you dedicated to. And yeah, if you want to keep up to date, if you don't want to forget that every Wednesday now I'm doing a video and you haven't yet, please subscribe here or here. I'm not quite sure. I think it's here. No, it's here. It's here. Subscribe. They tell me that the thumbs up still do something. I never actually paid attention to it. My bad. But yeah, and let me know what is worth discussing next time, and we'll give it a go. And until then, bye!